Hello there. We are ready for lesson 2.4, estimate sums and differences. On our Schoology page, I linked for you this story called Alexander Who Used to Be Rich Last Sunday, and it's all about estimating sums and differences. So check out that video of that story, and then you can come back here and watch this video lesson. Okay, we talked about this last week. What are some situations where you would round instead of finding an exact number? Can you think of any? Most of my situations have to do with money that I can think of. Like I said last week when I'm at the grocery store and I'm saying, well, these carrots are $2.79. That's about $3. I'm rounding. When you don't need an exact number. Right. So rounding is a quick way to find an answer or to get close to the actual answer. How about this case? The Central School District needs 5,481 forks and 2,326 spoons for a school function. About how many forks and spoons will they need altogether? That's supposed to have to say they. So let's try to figure this out. Let's see. So I like to underline or highlight the important parts of word problems. So I'm underlining both numbers because those are important. For a school function, about is a key word that tells me they're not looking for an exact answer, they're looking for an estimate. About how many forks and spoons will they need all together? Okay, there's all my things. Now let's try to understand what they're asking. So they want to know how many forks and spoons they'll need. So if I'm talking about forks and spoons, I'm going to add those numbers together so I can see the total number, right? Okay. So, but it says about. Some students want to add and then estimate at the end. That doesn't really make any sense because the whole purpose of adding, of estimating, is to make it so it's something you can probably do in your head. And if you estimate first, you can then add it in your head. You can mentally add them together. So we're going to estimate this number. So 5,481. Remember, we round, we look to the number to the right. 4 is a small number, so that so the 5 is going to stay and everything else becomes zeros, which makes sense when you think 5,481. Is it closer to 5,000 or closer to 6,000? If you picture that on a number line, yeah, it's closer to 5,000. So this number would round to 5,000, the number of forks. So you might want to write F equals 5,000. Okay. Now, how about the spoons? I'm going to round it to the greatest place value because they didn't tell me which way to round it. So I'm going to round it to the largest place value so that I can try to add these mentally. Okay. Now, if they told me a certain place value, then I would follow those directions and I would round to that place value, but they didn't tell me. So I'm going to pick the biggest one. All right. So I look to the right of the 2 and it's a 3. 3 is a little number. So the 2 is going to stay and everything else becomes a 0. So 2,000. Which makes sense because 2,326 is closer to 2,000 than it is to 3,000. And that's all estimating and rounding is. Now we're going to add these together. Now I could draw the line and add, but I can also add this in my head. 5,000 plus 2,000 equals 7,000. Okay? All right, let's try another. Turn and talk. Do not use paper and pencil. So I want you to try to think this through, mental math, because that's the whole reason we use estimation, right? Okay, my shopping cart has chips for $2.99. Well, what's that close to? Yeah, $3. Bacon for $6.75. So are we going to round that to $7 or $6? $6.75. Yeah, it's closer to $7. And if we remember that rule that we look to the right, 7's a big number. So it's going to make the 6 go up 1, remember? So this is really close to $7. And cheese for $5.05. What will we round that to or estimate that as? Yeah, $5. It's closer to 5. It's only 5 cents away. I have $18. Will I have enough money? Okay, so mentally we're adding 7 and 3. 7, 8, 9, 10. 7 plus 3 is 10. And then I'm going to add 5 more. So I've got 10 plus 5 more. 10, 15. So $15 is how much I'm spending. And I have $18. Will I have enough money? Yeah, I will have enough money. The answer to this question is yes, I will have enough money. All right, let's go to another one. So this is an I do. I'm going to do it for you. And then we'll have a we do where we do it together. And then there will be a you do where you do it by yourself. Okay, so round to the given place value. Now here, see, they're giving me a place to round to. So that means I'm going to look in the hundreds and I'm going to round. And I see that this one is closer to 300, right? The number next to it is a little number, so it's going to stay. So I have 300. And if I round this one to the hundreds place, I look to the right. Oh, that's a big number, so it's going to go to the 4, and that 4 will become a 5. And everything else is a 0. So now I have 1,500 plus 300. See, step 1, round each number. Step 2, add the rounded numbers, and we get 1,800. You got it. You got it. All right. Now let's do a we do. We're going to do this together. So if you have your whiteboard out, this would be a great time to use your whiteboard. Let's go to magenta. We're going to round. It tells us the hundreds. Okay, so I'm looking here and I'm looking here. I'm identifying that hundreds place, right? So I look to the right. 7 is a big number. So it goes, hey-ya, and the 8 goes, whoo, up to a 9. And then the rest of these are zeros. So I have 2,900. I'm going to double check that this is plus because sometimes they trick you. So I'm going to add, and 427, is that closer to 400 or closer to 500? It's closer to 400. But if you look to the right, there's a 2. The 2 is a little number, so the 4 stays. And everything else becomes a 0 now. This one might be a little bit harder to do in your head, so maybe you do want to write it up and down. Maybe you can do this in your head. Okay, so we wrote it up and down. We have zeros. Try to line these up maybe better than I did. 9 plus 4 is 13. It's really 900 plus 400 equals 1,300. 1 plus 2 is 3. 1, 2, 3, comma. Did you get it? All right, here's a you do. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Do you see what I see? Trying to trick you. Do you see what I see? Did you notice it? This is subtraction, not addition. So don't get fooled. Okay, I want you to pause your video, solve it by yourself, then click play and see if you got it right. Go ahead and press pause. All right, let's go over the answer. So I'm rounding to the nearest 10. I'm going to underline my digit in the tens place so that I know where I'm rounding to. Okay, I look to the right. 6 is a big number, so it's going to go up to the next greatest 10, which is 2,750. And the 9 is a big number, so it's going to round to 30, right? 1,530. I wrote this up and down because you know what? I already don't like subtraction. It's not, I would much rather add and multiply. And anytime I have the choice, I would do either one of those. So I'm just going to write it up and down so I don't make a mistake. 0 minus 0 is 0. 5 minus 3 is 2. 7 minus 5 is 2. And 2 minus 1 is 1. 1, 2, 3, comma. Is that the answer you got? Great job. All right. Here's another you do. So I want you to pause your video, try to solve it on your own, and then come back and see if you got it right. Press pause. All right, let's see if you got it right. We're rounding to the thousands. Oh, it's a subtraction. Don't let it fool you. All right, thousands. That's our thousands, and that's the thousands. Okay, let's look to the right. The 3 is a little number, so the 8 will stay, and everything else becomes a 0. Great. Subtract. You can't trick me. All right, same with the 7. I'm going to look to the right. The 2 is a little number, so the 7 will stay. Notice that I'm lining this up so that all my thousands are in the same column, my hundreds are together, my tens and my ones. It's important, friends, that you line these up the right way. Okay, and I have 0, 0, 0. 8 minus 7 is 1, 4, 1, 2, 3, come. Is that the answer you got? I hope so. Remember, if you're having trouble with this, join me for the Ready group right after this, and we will work through these together. All right, take out your math book. It's going to be page 80. Page 80. I'm going to go ahead and get started. If you need more time to get your book, hit pause and come back to me when you're ready. Page 80, here we go. Estimate. Round each number to the given place value. So here they gave you the hundreds. So I feel like we did these two already. I feel like we did all these actually. We did do all these already. Oh my goodness. So we round this to the hundreds. Let's just do one more just to be sure we're ready. We'll just do number 1. All right. The hundreds and the hundreds. I look to the right. It's a little number, so the 3 will stay. I don't know why I'm doing that addend first. I just did. It doesn't matter. I look to the right of the 4. It's a 5, so that's going to make the 4 go up. So it's 1,500 plus 300 is 1,800. Okay. You get the idea. We're not going to do the other 3 because we already did them together. All right, friends, I want you to check your Schoology for what your workbook page assignment is. And then if you're in the Ready group, come on and join me in the live session. If you're in the Steady group, you got it on your own. And if you're in the Go group, you go ahead and do that. Just remember, if you need help, jump back in the live feed, but please wait until I call on you. Don't just jump in and interrupt our session. Best of luck, friends. Talk to you soon.